Fred MacGuffin review. Magnetic Monster, 1953, directed by Kurt Mack and Herbert L. Strock, uncredited. Now I'm going to spoil this. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Now this is a MacGuff review, so I'm going to talk twaddle, and if you can bear that, you can bear anything. So MacGuff, be warned. Okay. Directed by Kurt, I can't even say this, C. Mack. He also directed 13 Demon Street, The Wolfman. He also wrote The Wolfman, 1941. Invisible Agent, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. He wrote Invisible Agent and he directed Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. And he also worked as an engineer before and a reporter before he turned to directing and writing. So he's got a bit of a brain. And watching this movie, you need a brain because it's very scientific. Fred's not scientific, no. He just wants a simple tale told well. But he's getting elements, he's getting electrons, he's getting atoms. Not aiming for this. My brain is swirling, it's steaming. If I took this hat off, there'd be steam coming off. Now, this was also directed by Herbert L. Strock, who also directed The Crawling Hand and Gog. So, team here helping each other with this one. And okay, we have our hero of the story is Dr. Jeffrey Stewart, and he works for the Office of Scientific Investigation. Yes. And he's an A-man, otherwise known as an atom man. Now I'll tell you, this is the intro for this. Are you ready? Today, new dangers face mankind. Dangers which challenge his life, threaten his very existence. Sound frequencies have been found that can penetrate the human brain and destroy life. Deadly isotopes of unknown elements have been discovered that can burn and sear the flesh. Pilotless aircrafts crashing the sonic barrier can gain complete mastery over the skies. To meet this challenge to our existence, a new agency has been formed, the OSI. So, there you go, that's the intro to this. This is, the A-Man is, Jeff Stewart is the chief, he's in charge of research. And any sort of strange occurrences happen around the city or America, he's the man to call. He can explain the unexplainable. Okay, so Dr. Jeffrey Stewart is played by Richard Carlson, and he was also in Creatures from the Black Lagoon, It Came from Outer Space, The Ghost Breakers, The Little Foxes, and The Valley of Kwanji. So yeah, he's a good lead man in this. You feel safe in his hands that he's going to save the day and solve the scientific mysteries. Okay, so he's called to the first mystery in this. A shop is having problems with magnetizing stuff. Yes, there's lawnmowers moving around the shop. All the clocks are wrong. It's a hardware shop. What else is happening? The door on the washing machine is flapping. So there's a magnetic problem. And guess who's called in to check this out? Dr. Stewart. With his what would you say, his sidekick, King Donovan, who plays Dr. Dan Forbes. And they go in and realise there's a problem here with the radiation emanating from the floor, the second floor, or the first floor, whatever the floor is over the ground floor, first floor, yeah. Okay, and so yeah, they throw metal up at the ceiling and stuff, coin or whatever, metal is sticking to the ceiling. So there's a problem here with, they go up to the apartment above and they find out that it's a research lab, and there's a dead body there, and the Geiger counter is going off the charts, and yeah, they send all the information they have to an electronic brain, aka a computer, and the computer's called the Maniac, and it's a supercomputer, and yeah, they send any problems they have to the supercomputer to solve them. It can compute, it can figure out. It's cool. Anyway, okay, so they find out that the scientist that owned the apartment is called Howard Denker, and they're looking for him because he's been doing some dodgy experiments in his lab, and what we find out he's been doing once they capture him on an airplane, there's a sort of a rush to find him, and there's a bit of an investigation, and they're watching out for any strange occurrences. What he's been doing is he's got he's a research physicist, and he's got a compound called selenium, and he's bombarded it with alpha particles for 200 hours, and it's become magnetic and unstable. So to keep it stable, you have to put it under electric charge, because it's hungry. It's growing bigger and bigger. It's multiplying, and it could reach out its magnetic arm and kill you with its magnetic power. So yeah, so Howard Denker has been messing with science, and it kills him. He's dead on the plane because of the radiation poisoning, but he gets to tell Dr. Stewart about what he's done. And selenium grows geometrically by creating matter out of energy, which it absorbs from metallic objects surrounding it. Okay, you get me? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. And Stewart calculates that if the substance is not destroyed within 24 hours, it could grow so large that it could throw the Earth off its orbit. Now, so that's the problem we have here. We don't have a magnetic monster that we can see, that we can look at, that's like Godzilla. No, this one is invisible. It's deadly. It's a heavy element. It's a heavy element, and yeah. So we're not getting what the poster, what we were promised here. We're getting a different type of monster. A different monster that needs amen, brains. It needs brains to deal with before it, yeah, does something really terrible and throws the Earth off its orbit and, yeah, kills us all. So how can they deal with this multiplying thingamajig? I think if you're a scientist or someone that's into science, you probably get a kick out of this movie, because there's probably a lot of science in this that early days of atoms and scaremongering, and you'd probably get a kick out of this. But yeah, it sort of all went over my head because I'm not scientific. No, good scene in this is where they put the element into a cyclotron at the university, and there was an implosion, and it doesn't show this implosion. It doesn't show the wreckage of the university, but they talk about it. So anyway, but they do show they're watching what's happening to the element in a looking thingamajig, and they say the energy is being drawn into space and transforming itself into mass, and they're witnessing the secret of creation. Okay, and just by the way, maniac means mathematical analyzer, numerical integrator, and computer, also known as the maniac. The giant, and they also call it the giant brain machine. Okay. And each cycle, it's getting bigger and bigger, and they need the city's power to try and control it. So the city's power, it's going to get so big, it's going to destroy the city. So they need to get it somewhere, and they need to get it to Canada, where there's a secret underground deltatron, and it's 1,700 feet down, and it's in an old mine. So that's what they do. They get the element there, and that's where they're going to blast it with 600 volts under the ocean floor and break up the elements before it destroys the Earth and puts the Earth off its orbit. So there's some good scenes at the end with the bombarding of the element, and we see a big explosion, and yeah, they save the day. They do it. That's it. That's the magnetic monster, an invisible monster. That's what you're getting. And yeah, what can I say? If you like B movies, if you know anything about science, you might get a kick out of this. I don't. This was head wrecker. You'd probably get a giggle if you're a science guy and you like this sort of thing. But I need monsters. I need aliens for my B movie. Look, it is a B movie, so we'll have to give it some leeway. But yeah, there's good things to like in this, and yeah, check it out. But I won't be checking this out again. 2 out of 5 for me. You know, that's all I can say. 2 out of 5. Where's me card? Brett MacGuffin reviews. Oh yeah.